All right, happy Sunday afternoon. I guess technically Sunday evening now. So we got Diamond Talk coming your way following Texas Tech salvaging game 3 of the series against Cincinnati with a big comeback victory there with 5 runs in the bottom of the eighth after gacking away the lead in the top of the seventh in what looked like was going to be a familiar refrain for Red Raider baseball fans. But on Bark in the Park Day, Texas Tech barks last, and they get the 12-8 win in Game 2. We'll recap the weekend, your thoughts, where Texas Tech baseball is, what's coming up, everything else tonight on Diamond Talk. Glad you're with us here as we come to you from the Raiderland World Headquarters. Let a few folks get in. You know what to do. The early arrivals, let us know the audio is good, the video is good. We're glad you're with us. Whether you are on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, our YouTube channel, which if you haven't subscribed to, please do so. It doesn't cost anything at Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Always free for you there, and Facebook as well. A lot of people like watching and being a part of what we do on Facebook, and we try to throw you a few different things here and there, including like our columns, the Saturday column with no name and the Sunday column, 5 things we know on a Sunday. We were talking fried chicken today. Greatest fried chicken in the history of Lubbock, Texas. You need to check it out at theraiderland.com. All right, let's get this thing going in 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com, the website, everything we do, always archived there waiting for you. This is Diamond Talk tonight, brought to you by Gators Bayou 98th and Slide in Lubbock, Texas. They got hot Cajun food. They got cold drinks. They got a great patio really cranking up this summer. They got live music. What more do you want? Drop on by. They always have the games going on when Texas Tech is playing at Gators Bayou 98th and Slide. Great supporters of Texas Tech in Lubbock, Texas. All of your communications brought to you by the official supermarket of Raiderland and Texas Tech. That would be United Supermarkets, Market Street. There's one probably near you. You probably went there today. Easter's coming. I know, it's on the calendar. It's still going to happen. It feels like it should have happened by now. All of your Easter needs, from like Easter baskets and Easter candy and anything you might want to do there, to what are we doing this year? We smoking a brisket? We doing steak? What are you going to do on Easter? You can get it taken care of. You can get it taken care of at Market Street and United Supermarket. So glad you guys are with us today. We'll get into it. An 8-7 Friday loss is Texas Tech. Another top of the ninth meltdown. We talked about it on Friday. They lose the first game on Bark in the Park Day. Game 1 was absolute dog water for Texas Tech. I mean, poor Tyler Boudreaux could not handle the first inning, home run, second pitch of the game, and you're just going, this is going to be a long day. And it was in game 1, 8-1. A great start in game 3. We had 3 really good pitchers, I thought, this weekend for Texas Tech to look at, and we'll talk about that on some of the positive sides of this. But a great start by Zane Petty, one of the best starts of the year, going 6 innings, 87 pitch count, zeros on the day, or not zeros, but efficient day there for Petty. And then the top of the 7th, you're thinking, here we go again. And then the bottom of the 8th rolled around. And you get a guy on, and, Coleman Ryan pinch runs, a little wild pitch, and then Logan Hughes, a 2 RBI double. You got 3 runs. You're feeling good, and you just keep on going. And Texas Tech, and I'm going to say this not flippantly, able to hold on for the 12-8 win, because you just knew, even Zach Crotchfeld going to the 9th, even with the lead, you're like, no lead is safe right now. So let's get your thoughts, Tech baseball, where things are right now, anything and everything. James, the first one in on the United Supermarkets chat line. Thumbs up, rocking and rolling. Iron Skillet Fried Chicken, the best. A potential drink sponsor with it, nice as well. Yeah, they need to spend some money. Might tell you what's in here. Might not. It just depends. Softball, says Lance, plays on a diamond. Softball getting the win today, 8 straight, 11-1 in Big 12 play as they get the sweep in Texas Tech softball. Now, are they tied for the lead in the Big 12? I'm going to double check. Do they have the clear lead, or are they tied? I thought they were tied. We'll double check. But indeed, they got started nicely this weekend on Friday and finish it up. 3,000, I believe, total for the series. I think that was the total attendance for all 3 games, which is one of the top attendance marks for Texas Tech softball all time. No surprise. And Nigeri Kennedy continues to lead the way for Texas Tech. Clear leader. Okay, good. And I was going to have to try to look it up while we were doing this, and it gets a little dicey because then I start hitting buttons and you never know what we're going to do. So Texas Tech this weekend, Friday, as we said, it was Friday. You gack up another lead in the ninth. You don't play yesterday because it snowed. Yeah, I mean, it snowed all day. It was crazy. It was really cool. It was beautiful. And then you come out today, and literally with Boudreaux, you're going, all right, just, hey, give him a little confidence. Nothing in the first inning. The first three hits, I think, were home runs given up. And you're sitting there going, here we go again. And it's 8-1 and it's over before it started. And you're just like, okay, we're in this mode now of, and I hate to, ask the question, has the team given up? Is this team done? Well, you come back out, you start answering that question a little bit in game 3, and they put up 4 in the first inning, and you're going, oh, okay, got a little something going on here today. And they stretch it out. It's 5-1 after 3. And then it's 7-2 after 5. Then it's 7-3 going to the 7th. And at that point, that's where you have to make the pitching change. And Zane Petty's day is done. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. They were earned, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, an 87-pitch day. Very effective. Gave him a chance to pitch, through the 6th inning by having an efficient, I think, 15 pitches in the first 2 innings. And then Lowe comes in and can't get anybody out. 4 earned runs, a wild pitch, 2 home runs, faces 4 batters. Jordan can't get anybody out. A walk, like a 4-pitch walk. Logan Beavis comes in, goes a third of an inning. And then finally Zach Crotchfeld comes in. And you have that feeling, go, all right, here we are once again. Don't scratch in the bottom of the 7th. No answer. Crotchfeld holds it down in the top of the 8th. And then you get the 5 spot in the 8th and a 0 spot there in the top of the 9th. I'm not saying that this turns around the season. Don't get me wrong here. But this team needed to have something, anything positive happen to it, because the season boils down to May 21st. And what you do over 4 days at the Big 12 baseball tournament, and that's where you are right now. I mean, we're in territory right now of going, okay, could this team have the lowest regular season win total, or even just season win total, going back to 1980? And I'll give you some of that here in just a little bit. And you look with, 25 games to play or whatever, and go, it's kind of possible. They get their 9th win of the day. They now do have more wins than the Texas Rangers, who played 10 games and are 8-2. After the Heim shot to get it done today. So, yeah. James, could the ladies host a regional? Who would have thought that a few years ago? Yes, I think they're on track certainly to host a regional. They might be able to do more than that. If you win the Big 12, you'll be a top national seed and have a great chance to host beyond that. You could be home all the way going to Oklahoma City. That's absolutely in play for Texas Tech softball at this point. Knock on wood, whatever we got to do there, that is in play. And hopefully Nigeri is 100% healthy. At this point, she made a diving catch this weekend that if she ain't healthy, I don't want to know what she looks like when she's healthy. Very impressive athletic play. So, yeah, you've got Texas Tech softball cruising in. Obviously, this would be one of the premier year in program history. And then the other side of the coin is you're looking at Texas Tech baseball going, we're already talking about this team has to get to the Big 12 tournament and win it. Now, it's single elimination this year and the top 12 teams go. So it's not like you got to play 8 games or something. That's the biggest change that is benefiting Texas Tech right now, is that it is possible to go win this thing with 4 really good days. So everything about this program right now is about getting to May 21st, in my opinion, figuring things out. Who can do what? Who can start? who can we count on? Who can we not count on? There's a lot more guys right now that you feel like you can't count on than you can count on. But you just keep chipping away and trying to figure out a few things. But you got to finish in the top 12. So Big 12 baseball today, Kansas and UCF, 13-4. Kansas gets the win. They sweep the series against UCF. That's good if you're Texas Tech. Baylor and Houston, a final 4-2 there in Waco at the Baylor ballpark. You really never could get a name for that thing. It opens up in 2000. You still don't have a name for the Baylor ballpark. So 2, 5, and 7 teams. Kansas State and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State clinches the series earlier today, 7-0. They were kind of in a similar deal. Bottom of the 5th, 3-2. Oklahoma State trying to show signs of life. Do you want that to happen? No, not really. You want Kansas State to win because, again, you got to shove teams down to the bottom of the standings where if they have updated it on the Big 12 page, I don't think we have as of right now. So you got Utah at 2-10. You got UCF at 3-9. You've got to make sure you finish ahead of those people. Oklahoma State, tag them with another loss. Keep them down there. BYU, you will close out BYU or close out the regular season at BYU on May 15th, 16th, and 17th, and you really hope that that is not a series that the winner goes to the Big 12 tournament and the loser doesn't. You want it in the bag right now, or not right now, but by then. So that's where we are right now with Texas Tech. It's all about getting ready and finding anything you can between now and then. I'm going to go to the D1 baseball RPI going into today. The good news, and this would be good if Texas Tech had won a few games, the league is trending up to be better than maybe a 3-bid league at this time. That as you started the day, you had Kansas State at 18, Arizona at 20 in the RPI, Kansas hanging in there at 27. Their non-conference record at 17-2 with an RPI of 28, but a strength of schedule at 276. Whew, that's a non-conference strength of schedule. Not helping you out there, but they're 23-6. They're hanging in there. West Virginia at 31, bubble along with TCU 33, but at least they're in the mix right now on the RPI, and TCU trying to figure a few things out. After that, Baylor 37. Could they get there? I don't think so. We'll see. Again, horrible non-conference strength of schedule at 225. And then you drop on down into the deeper realms of the Big 12 of teams that just aren't going to have the resume to get there right now. You're not going to get there if you're BYU at 55. You're not going to get there Cincinnati 65. And for those wondering, Tech started the day at 73 in the RPI. That's the reality of where we are right now. James, what has happened to Tech baseball pitching the last couple of years? Tired arms coming to Tech. That's a really interesting angle, but why are they tired? Because everybody in college baseball now has tired arms because they overpitch when they're 10, 11, 12. They overpitch when they're in high school. They overpitch when they get to wherever they start. And, well, not as bad, really. They don't overpitch to so much in college because they're trying to manage the arms. I really think it boils down to a couple of things on the pitching side. You've missed on some guys that the talent evaluation over the last 3-4 seasons, you've missed on a few. They just hadn't been able to perform at this level. Now, why are you missing that? And when I say missing a few, that I think you're just misidentifying whether the guy can play at this level or not. Or they can get it done. Or they can't handle the pressure. They come up maybe from a lower level and they can't handle the pressure being on the mound at Danlaw Field or O'Brien or wherever they may be pitching in major college baseball. I don't know. I think really it starts with talent evaluation and who you're bringing in, which is interesting because it's the same guys who've been evaluating talent for 10 years and sending you to Omaha and evaluating pitchers who are in the major leagues right now pitching. Tech's got a lot more guys pitching in Major League Baseball and in pro ball than they got guys hitting in Major League Baseball. So I can't put it on any one thing other than I think you've missed on some guys. It's real easy to look at the NIL. It's real easy to look at the transfer portal and say you hadn't done a good job of getting guys in. And maybe that's true, maybe it's not. I don't think it's any one singular thing. I do think one of the problems, though, we've talked about it, is a lot of what Tim Tadlock preaches is culture. And you can't have culture when you have an entirely new team every year, when you don't have 2 and 3 year guys that have been around and show guys how to do it, when you don't have a Cam Warren, when you don't have a Josh Young, when you don't have fill in the blank, how many John McMillan, when you don't have guys who've been around and done it, who shows them how to do it? Well, Hyatt, they're figuring it out at other places, aren't they? Yeah, they are. But I think baseball, to me, is a sport in between the years as much as golf or anything. Well, I would put it above a lot of other team sports. So I think you have that issue. And those of you who read our Saturday column with no name, you already know my stance on Tim Tadlock and his future at Texas Tech. 1, I believe he will be back. 2, I believe he should be back. 3, I believe he should have the latitude to make any changes he wants to make or any changes he doesn't want to make in his program. He has earned that right. He has the skins on the wall more so than any coach, not named Wes Kitley at Texas Tech. That he has absolutely earned the right to come back next year on his terms in any form or fashion, and I firmly believe that Kirby Hocutt feels probably the same way. I support Tim Tadlock on whatever he wants to do with this program going into next year. Now, obviously, that means that next year you got to show some improvement. You got to do some things. You got to be back in the tournament. You got to be competitive nationally. But he's earned the right to do it his way, whatever that way is. And anybody who disagrees, that's fine. I understand. I get it. But again, I disagree with you. Meanwhile, back to reality. So here we sit with 25 games to go and Texas Tech getting their 9th win. As we were going into today, somebody had asked me, somebody I think asked on Friday, is this the worst Texas Tech baseball team blank? Since when? So we can go record-wise or we can go talent-wise. The Larry Hayes teams of the late 80s, not nearly as good as these teams. They were playing Nebraska Kearney. They were playing College of the Southwest. They weren't playing the same level of competition. So when we talk about win totals and everything else, but if we just look at flat win totals, take away the trying to put together, the eras and compare talent and compare investment in the program and everything else. So let's go back to 1980 on the fewest win totals. In 1983, the last year of Cal Segrist, they went 18-23. Second year Gary Ashby coach goes 18-33. Larry Hayes' first year replacing the aforementioned Gary Ashby goes 21-28 in 1987. So that's the low water mark starting in the Larry Hayes era. His last year, they won 25 games in a 25-30 year. Dan Spencer spun his wheels. He was 29-26-12. And in Tadlock's first year, it actually regressed to 26-30. That's the low water mark for Tim Tadlock, 26 wins. And then the 2015 team was 31-24, 13-11 in the Big 12. Big 12 was so bad they don't make the NCAA tournament. So there are your low win totals going back to 1983. This Texas Tech team definitely has a chance to challenge some of those numbers, sitting here with 9 wins and 25 or so games to go in the regular season, depending on rainouts and everything else. Well, it's not the gorilla in the room. Chris jumping in on Facebook. You can get in too, thanks to United Supermarkets and Market Street. Communications always provided by them on this, the daily broadcast. We'll be with you tomorrow night, Monday at 6:30 Central, talking about this and everything else. A little Houston preview action for the Final Four, and we got spring football and everything else. I think it's the gorilla in the room. The last couple of years, people have been complaining about Matt Gardner, the pitching coach. So he's the same guy who was great. He was the same guy that got you major league pitchers. He was the same guy that groomed those guys and got you to Omaha. And now he's the same guy that it's not happening. Again, we go back to, is it the evaluation process and who you're bringing to campus? Are you missing out on guys if things change so much in the NIL and transfer portal era that you're not getting the same level because of that? I don't know. I have said for the last couple of years, though, if you believe in Tim Tadlock, do you believe that Matt Gardner does anything regarding pitching that Tim Tadlock doesn't approve? Do you think Matt Gardner just wakes up every day and says, the old man's lost it? That Tim Tadlock, he was a middle infielder. He doesn't know crap about pitching. He could barely hit it when he was playing. I'm just going to ignore the old man today. I'm going to do it my way. So it all goes back to, if you trust Tim Tadlock and you think that Tim Tadlock believes in Matt Gardner, then there you go. Now, I know coaches make changes all the time on their staffs for different reasons. And I'm not saying there might not be a change. I'm not saying there should be a change. I'm not saying there shouldn't be a change. I'm saying, to me, it's all up to Tim Tadlock. And that if you believe that an assistant coach is not doing something that a head coach that you believe in doesn't want him doing, then you don't understand the dynamic of, everything from a high school coaching staff to a Major League Baseball staff. It just works that way. So it gets back to the question, do you trust Tim Tadlock? Yes or no? Chris, I know pitching has been bad, but situational hitting has been the biggest issue this year. I would agree. And in game 2 today, as I try to get back to game 2 today, where are we? 12-8 final. Situational hitting, actually. Imagine this in a 12-8 win. Better than in the first game. Now, neither team was doing anything situationally in the first game. Runners in scoring position, you were like over 8. They were like 1 for whatever. But today, in the second game, to your point, Texas Tech, 2-out hitting, 8 of 16, 8 of 20 runners on, and 6 of 14, 429 runners in scoring position. You got the leadoff man 5 of 8 times today in that second game. Let's go back to the first game and compare that in an 8-1 final. Imagine this. Look how bad it is. Overall hitting, you were 6 of 31, 194, 2 of 11, 2 outs, 0 of 11 with runners on. Good Lord. 2 of 9 lead off, runners on third, less than 2 outs, 1 for 1. You only had 1 opportunity, and you were 5 of 13 on advancement. So to your point, and I agree that situational hitting this year has been really bad, but it's been aided and abetted by just massive meltdowns. And really the seventh inning today was kind of the season in a nutshell, but you bounced back with the bottom of the 8th, and you got to give them credit for that. Because I didn't think they had it in them. I truly didn't. I didn't think this team had it in them today after watching that 8-1 debacle in the first game. And then you go, here we go again. One more time, I'm not saying that this is a game changer and it turns around the season. Please don't get me wrong. I really didn't think they had it in them to come back in the 7th, 8th, or 9th today. I figured they would go meekly into that good night and just get on with whatever it is that they want to be doing right now. So that's a good sign. We're looking for anything positive right now with Texas Tech baseball that takes you forward to May 21st. And it can happen. I've seen crazier things. Lately, I've seen Texas Tech basketball come back against Arkansas. I've seen Tech basketball gank it up against Florida. I've seen Houston come back from down 14 to beat the greatest team in the history of basketball, according to ESPN and CBS and everything else. So crazy things happen. I saw a depleted Texas Tech team win its only Big 12 tournament in 1998 using 7 pitchers in a double elimination format that they had no business winning, but they did. So you just got to continue to string together and find some things. Logan Hughes was one of those things that you found here in the second game, or the second game today, third game of the series. Villeneuve, tough series, but he picked up a little bit. You hope that some of these younger guys like Coleman Ryan are beginning to find their feet underneath them. Do a few things. We do have worry about Kyler Thompson today, who leaves in the first inning of the second game of the doubleheader. We don't know the nature of the injury. But you're looking for anything positive right now. Get your questions, comments, thoughts in. It is a Sunday night Diamond Talk recapping Texas Tech salvage and win, brought to you by Gators Bayou, 98th and Slide Road in Lubbock, Texas. And I've been pretty good today. I've only had to take Benadryl once today. Yesterday, didn't have to take it any because it was snowing. Chris gets in on the United Supermarkets chat line. The Houston defense, nasty. Last night, nasty all the freaking time. And I love it because it goes to prove how good the Big 12 was this year. And the Big 12 now, the best win percentage or whatever in the NCAA tournament this year. League's good. Everybody was talking about the SEC. The Big 12 was just beating itself up every night. And it's been proven, I think, in this NCAA tournament. And will I be rooting for Houston tomorrow night? Absolutely, I will be rooting for Houston tomorrow night. I never thought I'd say that, but here we are. And right on cue, our man Ben, Middleton and Son Realtors. By the way, if you're buying or selling ranch or farmland in West Texas and beyond, you need to call my man Ben here. Great Red Raider. Great West Texas. Yeah. Go Cougs. Yeah. Saying it out loud. Distasteful. I'm almost kind of liking Kelvin Sampson now. I'm losing my mind. What is in this? Oh, well. Big 12, no toy poodle league. Nope. No, I mean, it's legit, and it just goes to show, or shows to go you, just how close Grant McCaslin's Red Raiders were. That if they had just made a couple of shots down the stretch against Florida, made one stop, made a couple of shots, and I'm not talking free throws. I'm like saying you still have to actually score baskets. It comes in handy. Ask Duke, who doesn't get a basket from the field over the last 8 minutes or whatever it was last night. Phi Slamma Jamma, robbed, full for the Big 12. Let's see, robbed, maybe not. Hit a free throw at any time. Guy V. Lewis, come on, hit a free throw. But yeah, they run into the team of destiny. They're with Jim Valvano in 83 and in 84. Georgetown and Patrick Ewing and John Thompson, they get their revenge after losing in 82 on that Sleepy Floyd pass there to North Carolina and Michael Jordan's bunch. And yeah, the greatest team to never win a national championship is the Phi Slamma Jamma era Houston Cougars. Still the best basketball team, college basketball team I've ever seen in person. Holy cow. I had Houston and Tech in my bracket in the national title game. I don't feel stupid now. We will display that bracket that I sent a picture to before the tournament started to Alan Corbin on the show tomorrow night. We've actually done pretty good. I'm 46-16 right now. Had Houston going to the national title game. We did pretty good on the bracket. Now it's all all before the tournament, picking games and all that stuff. So take it for what it's worth. That 25 cents won't get you a cup of coffee anymore. Not that I drink coffee. Ugh. So there we go. All right. Enough baseball tonight. We got New Mexico coming up for the Red Raiders on a Tuesday at New Mexico. What could go wrong? Nothing weird ever happens when Texas Tech teams go to Albuquerque. Nothing strange ever happens for Tech baseball. Nothing bad ever happens. What could possibly go wrong? Please pray for a rain out or a snow out. Get that game off the schedule. Then Texas Tech and Baylor coming up this weekend on the baseball front. We got spring football going on. It's been quiet, and that's the way I love spring football. Make no noise. Make no headlines. Don't do anything. If I were a coach, I would get rid of spring football. I would NFL style OTAs spaced out. We would never have spring football the way we do it. It's not 1957. All right. Would not do spring football the way, but coaches are harder to change than any human being on the planet when it comes to making changes like that. So yeah, in the morning, we'll have our column ready to go for you. Don't forget those Raiderland hot links, the coolest and hottest and freshest links from around the internet. We figure if you like it, if we like it, you're going to like it. Then we'll have 60 seconds of Raiderland commentary, got all that stuff going on. And then huge show Monday night, 6:30 Central, here on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, on our YouTube platform, where please everybody go subscribe. Don't cost nothing. When we go over 500 dedicated subscribers, the metrics and the algorithm goes crazy, and it's only going to make things better for you guys and for our wonderful sponsors like Gators Bayou, like United Supermarkets, and so many others out there. So yeah, all that going on. I got to hit this button. We'll post this up. You can share it off Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. But we'll have it on the website here in just a little bit at theraiderland.com. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. Have a great rest of your Sunday night. We'll see you Monday, theraiderland.com.